Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Grab your coffee. If you're in the car, turn up your radio, your your phone. You know, a lot of people listening to Facebook or YouTube on your devices. Just turn up the stream as you're listening because this is Monday's morning edition of Contracting and Business. I'm your host, Luciana Turner. I am bringing you or sharing with you updates on legislation, regulations surrounding government contracting and business. I have been in government contracting for over 20 years, and I just decided that I wanted to create a platform that would share some of the highlights or some of the latest industry news with those operating within the government contracting sphere. But for some reason, government contractors seem to forget they are businesses. So we throw in some business news as well. Um, Now, this week, I'm actually in training all week, but I'm not going to forsake the broadcast. So I'm going back into the archives a little bit, sharing some previously shared recordings. And then I'm also going to pre record some content, share some highlights from the training that I'm attending. And then I'm going to do a summary wrap up Friday evening. So I'll probably go live Friday evening to do a summary wrap up of everything that I've learned in the training. So I'm not going to tell you what the training is until the end of the week. But one thing in this community is we don't believe in growing alone. So whether you're watching this live or you're catching this by the replay, be sure to share this amongst your community, tag a business bestie, because one thing you never want to do, and this is something I learned early on in business, you don't want to do business alone. Not necessarily that you're business partnering, as in there's somebody doing business with you in your business, but you don't want to do business alone. Excuse me. You want somebody who's on the business journey with you. You want somebody to have someone to share your business frustrations with. You want somebody to share your business ups and downs with. Far too often, we feel like family is where you go with everything. And I've shared this sentiment once before, and I'm going to share it again. Family can support us in the way family is meant to support us. But oftentimes, they do not understand the journey of an entrepreneur. And in their need to protect us, they will often not see the full vision. And then you become frustrated because they can't see your vision. And then they become frustrated because all they want to do is protect you from your vision. So doing business with a business bestie who is also walking the entrepreneurial journey is one of the best ways to do business. They can attend conferences with you because I'm telling you, trying to drag a friend to a business conference and they have no interest in it is difficult. And it could put a strain on your friendship. It's something that I've learned in the beginning when I was starting out in business. So expanding your network. I'm not saying get rid of your friends. I'm saying you have your friends and then you have your business friends. Sometimes the two worlds overlap, sometimes they don't. But you'll see that there's value in creating that secondary layer of support while building your business. And building that support, your next joint venture, your next prime, your next business connection, your next bid partner could be in your network. It could be in that business connection you make, could be in that room that you're entering. Oftentimes, it's often overlooked the importance of the network. However, let's move forward. I wanted to share an update. Oops, excuse me. I went right on past my notes. That's another thing. I need to go back to my written notes because these electronic notes sometimes just do too much. There's now every government contractor needs to be aware of FAR, which is the Federal Acquisition Regulation. And there are a couple of proposed FAR amendments, new FAR clauses that were out for comment. And their comments periods have been extended as of November 1st. So this FAR 2021-19 was the standardizing of cybersecurity requirements for unclassified federal information systems. Basically, everybody needs to secure their systems. And that was rolled out, I believe, 2 years ago. They started rolling that requirement out. And there was some pushback on it for a variety of reasons. Well, they're making it a FAR regulation and they are putting it out for public comment. Well, they've extended the comment period. So if you have any concerns around it, just go on there, go on to the farmacquisitions.gov and read the current comments. Just see if your comments or concerns have already been addressed, and then state your own. Another update is the reporting requirements. And the reporting period has been extended to February 2nd of 2024. So you have until February 2nd, 2024 to report or make your comments on the proposed rule. After the comment period is closed, and let me explain what that is, and then I'm going to wrap up today's session. The comment period is the period of time the public can give their opinion on any proposed regulations. You'll see what the proposed rule is, the proposed regulation is, and it is at that time you can say, I like it, I don't like it, you don't like it for this reason, you feel this is too vague, you feel this is too strict, you think it's going to create this problem. When the commenting period closes, they go back and read all the comments. And at that time, they will either clarify where they feel it's too vague, they will amend if necessary. If the changes are significant enough, they will release the rule with another comment period. If there are significant changes based upon the initial comment period. If they're just for clarification, people felt that it was too legalese or people felt like the language was just too cumbersome, then they'll just release it and keep going. But if they feel that the changes created a whole new rule, or there was just a significant change between the original rule and what was released, they will re-release it with a new comment period. So that's what happens. Every piece of legislation that is released with a period of time that the public can comment on it. Not just FAR, any regulation. I talked about anything that Congress gets ready to release is up for public comment. And right now, I would just say the name of the website, and it fell out of my head. I will talk about that on Friday and name that website. It is open up to the general public. Now, the average person doesn't have time to go back and look at these websites. That is why platforms such as these are so important. It summarizes what's out there and gives you that information. If you feel it's important, go take a look. Now, the cybersecurity requirements are important for every business, especially if you're eventually going to do business with the government. I feel that every business owner should take stock and shouldn't allow somebody else to tell them what's important, but you should be aware of what's going on. And to that point, and keep walking this further, you should, at minimum, review or take time to review things that are top of mind. The cybersecurity requirements are going to be very important for every government contractor. So at some point between now and mid-January, every government contractor really needs to review that FAR clause. How will it affect your company? How will you implement these changes? Now, recouping the cost, you just include it in your overhead rate and you keep moving. If you want to talk about how to recover the cost, book a discovery session, engage a consultant such as myself. We'll discuss how you develop your rates to recover the cost, and we'll keep going. But we need to become sophisticated in our methodology and secure our systems, because there has been an uptick on malware attacks, and the government implemented the rule because of the increased attacks into their systems through their primes and subs. That's basically why they're implemented the rules. And with that, I am closing out today's session, and I will see you tomorrow for another installment of Contracting a Business. I'm your host, Luciana Turner. Have an amazing, amazing day.